I'm Pastor Len Smith, interminister here at Shepherd's Heart Fellowship in Osceola, Indiana. Today we're continuing our series about various groups that use the name Brethren. And in the Bible, in the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 8, verse 21, we read, "And he answered and said unto them, My mother and my brethren are these which hear the word of God and do it." And of course, over hundreds of years, various groups have decided to call themselves brethren, and of course they believe they have heard the word of God, but the way they think about it or practice it may be different. The group we're going to talk about today used to be known as the Fellowship of Grace Brethren Churches, and many of their congregations still use the word Grace Brethren, but the denomination also has a newer name called Charis Fellowship. And the Fellowship of Grace Brethren Churches was an outgrowth of the progressive movement beginning with the Dayton Convention of the Brethren Church, Ashland, Ohio in 1883. And the official division of the Brethren Church and Grace Brethren occurred in 1939, but was preceded with several years of theological controversy. Dean Elva J. McLean of Ashland Theological Seminary advocated a Calvinistic theology, emphasizing the all-sufficiency of grace. Other voices, including leadership of Ashland College, promoted an Arminian theology. This led to the dismissal of Elva J. McLean and Herman A. Hoyt in 1937. They decided to begin a new Brethren Seminary in Akron, Ohio, that became the predecessor of Grace Theological Seminary in Winona Lake, Indiana. The separation of the denominational organization in 1939 led to the formation of a National Brethren Bible Conference. Later known as the National Fellowship of the Brethren Church, it became Fellowship of Grace Brethren Churches in 1976. A minister by the name of Louis S. Bauman chaired the Brethren Missionary Society prior to the split of 1939 and continued to advocate mission work. Brethren Home Missions Council was organized on September 3, 1938 at Winona Lake, Indiana, under the leadership of R. Paul Miller. Hundreds of missionaries served in dozens of countries during the 4 decades of growth at home and abroad. In 1981, the Grace Brethren Conference authorized a 2-year study committee to develop a statement dealing specifically with different communion practices and their relationship to congregational authority. And even as the study committee worked on the threefold communion practice, an equally troubling issue developed when some congregations allowed differing modes of baptism. These issues resulted in division with the conservative Grace Brethren Church International as a separating group, and we'll discuss that group in another one of our series. The Brethren Missionary Herald magazine facilitated communication among the Fellowship of Grace Brethren Churches between 1940 and 1996. The Fellowship of Grace Brethren Churches World began in January 2004, and that became their next periodical, and BMH Books, Brethren Missionary Herald Books, has been revitalized as an independent publisher. Thank you for listening to this again in our series about different groups that have called themselves Brethren then and now, and we encourage you to have a fellowship with us any Sunday, whether it's a life application class at 9 a.m., morning worship at 10 a.m., or a Sunday evening Bible study at 5. Thank you for listening. Please have a great week.